I'm Shelley Lear from Mod Home Ec and Upholstery Club, and I'm going to do a 5-minute clinic and show you how to stitch up with an upholsterer's stitch a nice corner fold. This particular piece is a little bit different because we're working with a really thick rug on here. But in order to make this look professional, I'm going to stitch this closed down beyond where the wood frame is, and then just pull it down a little bit further. We're going to add a band on here, but this is the place we're concentrating on right now, and we need to get that closed up. I'm using a little 3-inch curved needle and the nylon thread that I use on my industrial sewing machine. I've threaded the needle, and I only knot one end here. Got a nice knot on there. And I'm going to come up and kind of just hide that knot inside of the top of the fold. And the reason that I use the curved needle is as you are going in and out of pieces of fabric that are wrapped around furniture, it just makes it a lot easier. Whoops. That's not going to hide. I got to make sure that it hides. So I'm going to come up right. Come on. There we go. Okay, so that's nice and hidden. Okay, so the stitch that I'm doing is called a ladder stitch or an upholsterer's stitch. And I'll take the needle and I'll run it inside of this fold about 1/4 of an inch, and then I'll bring it across to this side, run it down inside that fold and back and forth. So it's kind of like a ladder. It's a suture stitch, and upholsterers use it, and it's very, very nice and gives a nice finish to a piece of furniture. Where else would you use this stitch? Well, it comes in handy so many places in upholstery projects. You can use it on the back of a piece of furniture when you're putting the back piece on and you want it to look really nice and polished. You can use it to close up pillows. You can use it to close up box cushions. You can use it anywhere that you have to hand stitch something in place. And hand stitching always makes a piece look custom. Now, people get too impatient and they don't want to take the time to do the hand stitching. But in my classes, I have found that once I show them how to do it, which, by the way, it is sort of a, once you get that rhythm going, it does feel really good to do hand stitching. But as you can see, this rug is tough. So when I pull that, it pulls it up nice and tight. So I will just go ahead and continue down inside of that edge. And then I bring this thread across, if you can see that, and come inside here. And I want it to be hidden. So I'll come inside here and grab, grab. I tried to grab 1/4 of an inch, but it's really tough to come in that close, so it's more like a 1/2 inch. And then pull it up tight. See how that's closing up? Okay, I'll show you that when I'm done. Now I'm down at the bottom of the fold, and I'm going to go ahead and tie this off. And I will admit to you that I have always had trouble really getting things to be tied off very tidily and hidden. But down here, it's going to be below the band. So I'm going to go ahead and take that last stitch completely through there. And then I'm going to just take the needle through the loop, pull it tight. I want to make it really tight because this is the important part. Make sure. If you have snug fingers, chubby fingers, it makes it difficult. Okay, so I don't want to pull too tight because I don't want to snap that thread. But I'm just going to now come in here, grab a few fibers and that loop and knot it off. Looks complicated and confusing, but it's not really. And there. So that's a nice little tidy knot, but I'm going to go ahead and just do it a couple more times just to make sure. And then we will come back when we're done with the rest of the corners and start to add the band at the bottom. There we go. Now I will take my regulator and come in and just kind of fill this out. I feel like it's kind of, well, no, now it's filled out because I moved the dacron down there. So that's good. Now another thing is I can take a rubber mallet and pound this down a little bit to get that, the padding that's underneath here is a little bit puffy, and I can just pound that down a little bit to keep it not so thick there where the rug is folded under. So I think that looks marvelous and I'm really happy with it.